Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Kim. So today guys, we're going to be doing a pick a card for what's the upcoming energy and what's going to be given to you this August 2021. If you guys are interested in doing this reading, this is card number 1, this is card number 2, this is card number 3. I love you guys and I'll see you guys in your readings. Hi pile number 1. So you guys got Meadow Sweet. Meadow Sweet is such a beautiful flower because it indicates a time of like celebration. And I kind of think that's how August is going to be for you guys. I think that there's going to be an energy of, I think August is going to be significant for everyone, but I think that for you guys, it's meant to be super sweet. Like with Meadow Sweet, it's meant to be a time to celebrate. It's meant to be a time, you know, like a high vibe, right? This flower was used for wedding celebrations, and this flower was used for, it's like been rumored to be used to make ale. So it's like a very, you know, it's a flower that was used in like the really good times, right? Like weddings are always like super fun events, and you know, when you go and you grab beer and you're just having fun with your friends in the like backyard, like that's kind of the vibe I'm getting with this. It's like it's meant to be like a sweet end, right? Well, not an end, but a sweet time, a sweet month for you guys, right? So something that really spoke to me about this card is that it says that looking at changes and transitions in life, you can look at it from any perspective, but the way that they think that you should look at it is as a time of a blessing, right? Like when a change happens, a transition occurs, it should be seen as a blessing, right? And I think that transitioning from like August to the September and like from the summer to the fall, a blessing is going to kind of be handed in your lap, right? And that's what I'm getting with this card. It's like, yeah, you should see this transition, you should see this time as like a blessing, right? And you could think of it like in terms of a marriage, right? Like a marriage, it's not only like a great time and like, you know, a time when people come together and a time to celebrate, but it is a time of transition, right? It is a time when like people are coming together, right? A couple is, you know, coming together in union, and it's going to change both their lives, right? So I'm saying like a transition doesn't necessarily have to be a scary thing or a negative thing. So I feel like for you guys, whatever transition is occurring in your life, it's meant to be seen as a blessing, and it's meant to be seen as sweet, because again, they want you to think of transitions as blessings, right? And what else this card talks about is the joy that you should feel like in receiving this change, like in receiving this transition, like you should celebrate it, right? Like you should, like a wedding is a transition, you celebrate it. I feel like it's kind of reminding me of when I was in college, I didn't want to walk for graduation, and my godmother called me and she was like, you have to walk, like I have to see you walk, I'm so proud of you. And like to me, it didn't really hit me like what kind of a, you know, what it was. But then as I like look back, I'm kind of like happy that I did celebrate it, and I did do like the walk across the stage, and I got my diploma, and I had the cap and gown. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's like, I think it's those days that we take to celebrate it. Like I wasn't going to celebrate it, but the fact that I did do the walk, and I think I had some sort of dinner afterward, and like my godmother was like really trying to celebrate it, and now I'm really like thankful for that, because it's like a memory that I have of a time that I did, like I accomplished something, right? And I think that it's important to celebrate those moments. I think it's important that those changes and those transitions and those like accomplishments and those, like, again, those things that they're things that we should like not take for granted. Like we should celebrate them, right? So whatever change you're going through, whatever transition's happening in your life, they're trying to tell you like to let this be a sweet time, to look at it as a blessing, to receive it. And I feel like it's meant to be sweet. So even though at this time you might not feel like it's the sweetest thing, I feel like it's meant to be sweet, right? So you guys also got the Singer of Initiation, and I feel like this is a 9, right? And it was in reverse. So what I feel like this is trying to say is that whatever passage, like whatever transition that's happening for you, whatever you're about to walk through in August, I honestly feel like it's coming, like whatever change is coming, it's like August is significant, right? And I think it's very significant because we have the 9, and I think the 9 is like important because it's signifying like the end of a journey, right? It's signifying like we're about to get to the 10 and then we're about to have this new beginning. So I feel like whatever passage or doorway that you're trying to kind of get through, right? I feel like it's been a really long time. Like it's been a long time coming. It's been a long time that you've been kind of waiting to pass through, right? And whatever past cycle that you were on, I feel like it was a long one again, and it was a journey that you had to like, there's things that we have to learn in order to make a completion happen, like, and to progress even to the completion. So again, it's like, even if this was an old cycle that was not the greatest, there is reasons again for these lessons that we've had to learn. There's reasons for like the time that we've spent in those cycles, and there's deeper reasons and meanings. And again, I feel like you've been waiting to kind of pass through, right? You've been waiting to get through, and with the 9, I feel like you're right at the end of it, and I feel like this is basically like the 10, right? Like this is you at the end, and the new beginning. And it's like, I think this is just saying in reverse that it's been, aside from it being a long time, that you're now ready for this new beginning, right? Like the reason that it was kind of held back for you was because maybe you had to like learn something, right? And maybe you had to, there's like one more thing that you had to do, and one more thing. I feel like, again, you're saying to me it took a long time, and I'm like ready for this new beginning, and I'm ready to start new, and I'm ready for the sweet, and I'm like telling you it's coming, right? With meadow sweet, it's literally like in the name of the flower. So it's like, this month is just meant to be sweet. This month is just meant for you to, I want to say, like, define yourself in this new type of life, and like leave this old cycle behind and begin on this new journey, right? With the good, what did they say? It's like, put your best foot forward. It's like, I know it's corny, but it's like, you've been waiting so long for this, right? And I feel like August is like the completion and the beginning, and everything is kind of happening all in August or around that, right? Like time. And I think, again, they really want you to celebrate this in some way, like commemorate this in some way, that you have finally passed through what you've been like trying to get through in your life, whatever this is. It could be I feel like it's an old cycle turning into a new one. And again, it's like lessons that we've learned, right? That's like the vibe I'm getting. But it could be like, the start of a new job. It could be the start of a new like school year. For everybody, it's going to be different, right? But it is trying to say like there's an ending and a beginning, right? And the beginning is meant to be sweet. The transition, right, from this time to this time is supposed to be sweet, and it's supposed to be commemorated, and it's supposed to be seen as a blessing, right? Because we don't want stagnancy, right? We don't want to stay in an old cycle. And I think for a long time, it might have felt that way. So I feel like you guys really need to like pat yourself on the back, go get a beer. I mean, literally, this flower is used to make ale, I think. Go hang out with your friends, like, and appreciate like the transition in your life. See it as a blessing, and just go celebrate yourself, right? And go celebrate this time. So let's get a little bit more into this. So it's really interesting to me that you guys have the spread like this, because you have a 7 and a 7, and then you have a queen and a queen. So there's something here. I mean, 7 is the divine, right? And again, I feel like the divine is even present in this card with the 9 of coins with the bird. It's like the divine is here to help you through this. Like, you're not alone through this cycle, and they want you to know that you haven't been alone. I think that's what the 7s are kind of signifying. It's like they want you to know that they've been there even through those times. And again, they want you to like really enjoy this. Like they really want you to celebrate. I feel like it's not all about just working, it's like play, and they really want you to play. I keep getting that strong. I feel like this Nine of Coins is, the story of this Nine of Coins is someone who is able to take any situation that they have and reap something, like reap some sort of harvest. This guy in the story, it's a Vietnamese legend. I think his name is Mai An Team. I don't know. I can't pronounce it, but he was banished, right? And everything was taken away from him, and he was still able to reap a harvest, right? He was still able to bring like abundance to his family, even in like a really desolate island with like no means, right? And it's like, that's what I feel like is happening to you guys. It's like, it's no more of this time of hardships, right? And even through the hardships, you were always able to kind of see through. And that's why, again, I feel like they really just want you to celebrate, right? They want you to celebrate this time. With these 2 sevens, I feel like, I think it's an energy that you think that like, not that the universe is working against you, but that you've always been like tried and like challenged, right? Because even though 5s are really of challenge, with these 2 sevens, it's reminding me of like, you see how there's like a shadow in the background? It's like someone bigger and it's kind of scaring him, and it's like scaring the coyote. And here it's like there was something against John Henry, and it was the machine, right? It was like the man versus the machine. So it's like all these times where you're trying to get through like something, you have to like put in, I feel like, more effort than other people, because you're always kind of being, it's not tested, but there's always like a trial for you, right? That's coming. And I feel like this is important because even though, yes, you've been challenged maybe more than most, even though maybe like you've had to suffer more hardships than most people, that's only led you to this energy with the Queen of Wands and Queen of Cups. Again, it's like, this has led you to be in like queen energy, queen or king. It doesn't matter if you're feminine or masculine. It's the energy, right? It's the vibe, it's the resourcefulness, right, of this time that you're able to like take a challenge, right? Take these lessons from the old cycle, the fact that maybe you did have to work harder than others, the fact that maybe things didn't work out for you as easily as others, right? And sometimes we're like, why does this happen to me, right? Why did this have to happen to me? This is like, again, it can seem unfair. And that's how I feel like you've seen this old cycle, where it's like been really unfair to you, that you've always had to, again, it's like he had to race a machine. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not even fair, right? It's like, it's something that I feel like it seems impossible. And I feel like these impossible challenges have been brought to you because they're trying to shape you into what your potential is. And you have a very like high potential of doing something very big, right? And like an importance in this world. And that's why you're coming up in this energy. It's like you're learning how to master a lot of different realms, right? With the wands, it's like you're mastering, maybe you've had to start new again many times. Maybe like you've had to move a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's like something that you've had to keep doing over and over, and now you're it's kind of made you a master at this, right? It's made you a master of like new beginnings. It's made you a master of being able to get yourself off your feet and like do something again, even though you had, you know, something planned, it didn't work out, and you had to learn to be like resourceful, right? And I feel like that's with the Queen of Wands. And then with the Queen of Cups, I'm feeling like there's been a struggle even in the world that you live in with like relationships, right? And friends and family and people that you date. It's like, I feel like you're never been given like a, you know, it's like throw me a bone here, like help me out. Like it's not like you haven't been given that. And that's only, again, made you be able to master the element stronger. So I feel like what you've come out of the cycle mastering, even though it's kind of strange because we have all this earth energy here, and this is earth, right? But I feel like what you've mastered is not the elements of like earth, but you've mastered these two, which is the cup and the wand. And I feel like you literally become a master of these two like energies. And I feel like, yes, that might have meant that you had a lot of relationships in your life that were hard, and maybe a lot of people have kind of left you hanging, and a lot of people weren't what they expect, like what you were expecting them to be, right? with this like tricky energy. Again, you're working with like tricky energy, and again, it's like, why do I have to be the one to go through it? But again, I feel like it's because they wanted you to like reach this potential that only these hard cycles can teach you. Like, it's sad to say, I mean, I guess it's not sad, but it's weird how like we learn best, I think, through trial, right? We learn best through, like, we don't, some people, I mean, I feel like when you're put to the test, right, and you have no other choice but to kind of like survive and like keep going, that's when, you know, that light within you that's like deep within comes out, and you're able to kind of get some sort of success out of a shitty situation. And that's what I feel like has happened here. And now that you've mastered this, I feel like maybe Earth might be the next one, because we have a lot of Earth coming up here, and maybe air, right? Because we have Earth and air here, and we have basically cups and wands here. So it's like you're on to the next cycle, and I feel like this next cycle is going to be a lot easier for you, because again, it's not like you're starting from scratch. You already have this in your bag. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like you already have this mastered. I keep hearing the word mastered. So yeah, I feel like that's what this transition is about, and you've been waiting for it for a really long time, and I'm just so happy that it's come for you, because I see like all the work that you've been putting in, and the fact that it's been so hard, and the fact that like you can't catch a break. And I understand, and I'm so happy for you guys. I'm so proud of you guys. I'm just like, again, I'm gonna reiterate, go celebrate this month. Like, do whatever it is that you want to do. Celebrate like the fact that you made it through. Celebrate the fact like who you are, and the fact that you're only given these things because you show like you can it's not, I know that's like a terrible thing, like you can handle it, so we're gonna give it to you. But again, it's to shape you in a way that they want to shape you, and there's a purpose for it, and maybe we can't see it, but there is definitely a bigger purpose for this. So yeah, pile number one, I hope this message resonates with you. I love you guys, and I hope you enjoy your August, and I really hope that you go and celebrate. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hi, pile number two, welcome to your reading. So you guys got bramble or blackberries for the month of August, and I really, really, really am getting a strong vibe of communication with this pile, because I have 58 here, and 58 is a 13, which is like a 4, right? And 4 to me means like someone's trying to give you a message, right? To me, and I think that that's what this is about, this blackberry, this bramble. It's just a vibe, right? Like the bramble, right, or blackberry, they're known for being tenacious, right? And being tenacious means being persistent, right? Being like determined. And I feel honestly that there's someone, it's either you're very determined or someone's going to be very determined to kind of communicate with you in August. And it's interesting because I didn't really get a love vibe for any of the other piles, but for you guys, I'm getting kind of like another person in this situation. And I feel like it could be just you trying to kind of break someone else's boundaries, or maybe you've been trying to break someone else's boundaries for a while, and August is kind of going to be the breakthrough month. But yeah, that's what I'm getting, because if you look closely at the blackberries, right, I don't know if you guys could see it good. But the blackberries, right, they can be a nightmare to some, and for others, like, it could be a, you know, great harvest. It depends the time of this plant, right? Like, let's just say at the time, it depends the timing and the circumstances, right? And I feel like this has a lot to do with timing, which is why I'm saying August is important, because this plant, right, is known for having like very deep roots, right? And its stems are very, very prickly. So it's like if you wanted to like clear your land or something of this, it would be really, really hard, right? But in another aspect, at some point, at some time, this will like reap fruit, right? And it's like, it's based on your perspective in a sense. It's like, or what you're trying to do, your circumstance. Like if you're trying to clear the land, this can be a pain in the ass. But if you're, you know, if you want to have really great fruit, then this has an actual very long picking season, right? Like the fruit, you know, it lasts a very long time. You can pick for a very long time. So what I'm getting with this is that maybe now, right? Because we have a lot to do. Because in this reading, we have a lot to do with time, right? It's like, when is the time to harvest? When is the time to get the reward, like the fruit, right? And the circumstance, right? So I feel like this person in your life has, maybe circumstances played a very big role, like in this relationship. Boundaries have played a very big role in this relationship. And I think that, again, it's like someone has been waiting a very long time to get to this part where they are going to reap the harvest, right? They're going to get like the the blackberry, right? Like someone's just been, I feel like, waiting a long time. And again, this plant is tenacious, this plant is determined, this plant is persistent. And that's what I feel like has been going on. Maybe you've been trying very hard to get close to someone. Maybe you've been trying very hard to get through someone's boundaries, or maybe it's reversed and someone's been trying very hard to get through your boundaries. But I feel like August is kind of like that breakthrough month when we can like reap the reward of the harvest and have the sweet, the sweet fruit. And we're not going to try to like excavate the land, like cultivate the land, right? We're not going to try to like get rid of the plant anymore. We're just going to keep it because it's like so abundant and it's so, like it tastes so good. Like, why would we get rid of it? Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, we're going to change the way we look at it and we're going to work with the way it is. And I feel like that has something to do with this person. So yeah, I don't know who you're dealing with, but I do feel like either someone's coming in very determined, or you have been very determined, and it's going to reap some sort of, like, this persistence is going to reap some sort of benefit, right, with the fruit. And you guys also got Fluff the Fluter. And it's so funny that Fluff the Fluter is coming up, because this card is, it indicates, right, that you need to ground yourself, right? You need to ground yourself because something is coming, because you want to make the right decision, because you want to, I mean, it really is kind of an advisement, like, go ground yourself right now. Like, the card speaks about going outside, like the minute you hear this, to go outside and ground yourself, because whatever is coming might be based on a decision, and a decision is needed, like a quick decision, right? And something that you have to be kind of ready for. You want to be grounded because, we don't want to make a decision that's, you don't want to make a decision based off like someone surprising you and you don't really know what your answer would want, what you would really want to say to this person. So I feel like this is why they're warning you that with Fluff the Fluter, that I feel like, yeah, it could be that someone is going to approach you and you need to be grounded right before a big decision, because, you want to make the best decision for yourself. So yeah, pile number 2, I feel a really strong energy of communication, a really strong energy of like breaking through a boundary and reaping some sort of fruit, some sort of reward, right? And it's kind of dependent on the timing, and I think it's also kind of dependent on the circumstances. And maybe circumstances have changed for you or someone else. Maybe someone's mind has, I feel like August is just a time of blessing, and I feel like this is some sort of blessing for you. It's like the fruit that comes from this is a blessing, right? That you can like readily go get food whenever you want to. And I feel like this has been not a long time coming, but maybe you've known this person for a long time, because I mean, I don't know if you've known them a long time on the 3D, but they were saying, which I don't know why I'm thinking about this now, but it's like the bramble was found in like the Neolithic era, like in the stomach of people from like back in the day. And now I'm thinking about time a lot, right? Like, when is the right time? And again, maybe this is like a soulmate from the past, like, from a lifetime, a long time ago. Now I'm thinking of like Star Wars. So yeah, far away, long ago. There's something here about time, and I think August is going to be the time to reap these rewards. And for whatever you've been it's not that you've been waiting, but again, like, it's time for like harvesting the fruit, right? And it's time to like, I feel like it's a breaking of these boundaries, right? And again, I think maybe they could try to be breaking your boundaries, but for whichever way it is, you need to go ground yourself. That would be my message to you guys. So let's get a little bit more into this. So pile number 2, I love the cards that came out for you. You guys, the last reading number 1 also got 2 sevens on the outsides, and I feel like it's a strong message to let you guys know that throughout this cycle and the coming cycle, like anytime you need to rely on someone and you need help, I feel like they want to help you, like the universe, the divine, they're there for you with these sevens and them coming out on the outside. And I feel like, again, the same thing happened to the last pile, so it's just strong. It's like a strong confirmation to me that the divine is, they're there in the old cycle and they're going to be there in the new cycle. They're there for this new beginning again. And I feel like this has to do with another person, because we have the 4 of Wands out, we have the Ace of Wands out, and we also have kind of a, you know, the 3 of Swords, which talks about heartbreak. So I feel like this strongly has to do with love. This strongly has to do with another person. For everyone, it's going to be a different situation, like exactly how this plays out. But again, I feel like with Flaf the Fluter, the advice of being grounded is important, because with the Hanged Man, it speaks about kind of a time of readjustment, right? A time of when we have to kind of take a step back and have a look at a situation, right? And it's only to reflect so that we can make the right decision. So I feel like with Flaf the Fluter right here, it's like sign again that the reason that they want you to ground yourself is because, again, they want you to, like, it's like they don't want you to be confused, right, with the 7 of Cups. And they also don't want you to look at the old cycle of the 3 of Swords and think about the past pain. Again, it's like the reason that you must be grounded is because I think that there is a decision coming up for you, or a choice, right? And it's important because it's going to obviously affect your life in a very big way. So again, to avoid confusion, right, with the 7 of Cups, to avoid thinking about past hurts and like wondering if you have really healed, I think like only this could be presented to you when you realize that you have healed and when you realize that you are ready, right? And I think that's why grounding is very important, because you don't want to go into this anxious, again, this decision, whatever you're making, it's important. And it's important that you do it to like the best of your ability, right? Like you make the best decision for yourself, right? So I feel like it's funny because I feel like there was a time of maybe stagnancy, right? Where, I don't know if this person, again, I was thinking of long time ago. So it's like, I don't know if you haven't seen this person for a very long time, or like something was suspended. Maybe this relationship has been suspended. Maybe this, like, there's something here about, it's the opposite of being grounded. I feel like not grounded, but like her feet are like up in the air kind of, and here this person's feet are on the ground. So it's kind of funny how they came out like that. And I feel like it's just saying how maybe in the past things were different, right? And that's why you've had this time apart from this person. I don't know if you know this person. Again, I don't know if this is just someone you know from like another life, but there's a reason that it's coming to you now, right? And I think the reason is because I think it's like now you're ready, right? Like with pile number 1, it was signifying that they had kind of mastered something within themselves, right? And for this, I feel like there has to be some sort of, I think it's more to do with healing, right? With the 3 of Swords coming out, and knowing what's best for you, right, with the 7 of Cups. It's like the last cycle that you guys have been through have been teaching you these things so that you can be grounded and confident and stable when making a decision that involves another person. And that's why these lessons might have come up. Maybe you never knew how to choose, or you had a hard time deciding in the past about relationships. You didn't kind of know like what you wanted. Again, there's so many ways that you could take this reading, but I think it's just important to know that like this was all like kind of in the past. And with Flaf the Fluter, it's like don't go back to that energy, right? Like you've already kind of mastered that like energy in your life, and it's time to kind of move forward. So again, it's like right before it comes, right, go ground yourself, right, because it's coming, like it is coming. And with the Ace of Wands coming out here, with right under Bramble, it's reminding me of like this person coming in. And I think it has something to do with like the paintbrush, and it's like I keep hearing like rewriting history. I don't know what that means. For some of you, again, this could be somebody in the past that's coming back. Again, past lover from like a different lifetime, like passed in some way, like a long time ago. Maybe you don't know, like you didn't expect this person to kind of come back. Like, I don't think that you really thought that this, again, it's like there's something here about a clean paper, right? Like with the white and the paintbrush, it's like a clean slate. Like, so again, this could be a past relationship, but again, it doesn't necessarily have to be. It's just writing something new, right, for yourself, painting whatever it is that you want for your life. And I feel like with the roses, I really do feel like this has to do with another person and like the wand, right, the wand energy. And I think it could just be that someone really has decided that, you know, they want to break through those boundaries with you. Maybe this is the start of a relationship, right? The start of something new with someone where they want to kind of break through those boundaries, right? Break through your, you know, they want to get to know you. They want to, you know, maybe this is the person that you've been waiting for a long time that was going to like understand you, and someone that, you know, wants to start something with you. But it's funny because it's either two, it could be two vibes. It's like, yeah, this new person will like want to put in the work. With John Henry, this other 7, it's like this person is going to want to put in the work. And this person is going to want to be, you know, in a, I want to say like a marriage, a family. Like they want to work things out like until the end. They don't want to like just stop. And that's what I feel like maybe the old cycle had a lot to do with. It was like people who didn't know what they wanted, people who didn't like know, you know, I'm not sure if I really want to date because, you know, I have like 20 other options. You know what I'm saying? Or like there's something not right with you, so I'm going to take my chances and go with someone else. Like I feel like this old cycle was a lot of people who were like indecisive about you, possibly, right? Like indecisive about getting to know you, indecisive about like investing in you, right? And I think that's really a painful thing to have to go through, right? Like with the 3 of Swords, it's like, I'm not laughing because it's funny, I'm laughing because I understand. It's like people that don't really, you know, that, I don't know, you know, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to put all my eggs in this basket, so I'm just not going to do anything. And you know what I mean? It's like, again, maybe this is coming in quick, like this new person, this new energy, this relationship, and that's why they want you to be grounded, because I think it might be like something that knocks you off your feet, to be honest. And I think it's going to be a surprise and a refreshing like energy to meet someone who actually wants to put in work and says they want to put in work. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like someone who's like, yeah, I do want to be with you, I do know who you are, like, or I do want to get to know you, right? I want to like get past those thorns. I want to like reap the benefit of the fruit, right? Like I'll wait if I have to. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's so beautiful to me because it's like, I think that people in your past have been really shitty, and I don't want to like get aggressive, but it's honestly kind of pissing me off. Like, I feel like there's a really big like indecisive energy on this side now, and I feel like it's a lot of heartbreak, and it's on your part, right? Like where people don't know what they're doing, right? And people kind of take you for granted, and people kind of, you know, they don't know, right? So they just put you in suspension, and they kind of put your life in suspension, because it's like, of course this is going to affect your confidence. And again, like you're not going to remain grounded, you're going to be anxious because you don't know how this other person feels. So I feel like for this pile, it's going to be such a breath of like fresh air to meet someone who really like wants to get to know you, who wants to like break down boundaries, who wants to like says straight up like, yeah, I really want to be with you, like, yeah, I really want to try to start something, yeah, I really think like this could work out, like, yeah, I really think like we could create something beautiful here. And again, I really think that with the Ace here, it's from the divine. With the 7s here, it's from like this is a gift to you. So please be grounded, because it's coming in for you. And I really do believe it, and I really do hope that it does for all of you guys. And just make sure you leave this shit in the past. I don't think this person is in that energy at all. Maybe this, again, is like someone new, someone ready to take that leap with you, ready to like exchange energy equally, ready to break down. Again, like a beautiful freaking energy. It's an Ace, it's divine. And leave this in the past, because there was a reason for it. And I don't even want to talk about it anymore, because it's over. Be like ready for this. Go ground yourself. Go, you know, I would say like go get your hair done. Go look your best, because yeah, I do feel like someone's coming in, and I feel like they do have an offer for you, and I do think they're for real. So pile number 2, I love this reading. I hope this resonates with you guys. Enjoy your August, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. welcome to your reading pile number 3. You guys got Mandrake. It's actually hilarious to me that I used to always think of Harry Potter when I saw the Mandrake, and I literally didn't even know it was a real plant until I got this deck, and it always just makes me laugh because it reminds me again of, you know, Chamber of Secrets. Everyone's petrified, and the only thing that can help everyone is the Mandrake. But the funny thing is, it helped me memorize this card because this card has to do with helping with pain, right? Like alleviating pain. And in the Chamber of Secrets, right, they were all petrified, and the only thing that could really help them was the Mandrake, right? So I feel like it's going to be a very significant time for you guys. Whoever picked pile number 3, you guys got crazy cards. You got, like, I can't even get into this yet, but yeah, with the Mandrake, right, I feel like it's kind of going to be whatever you've been going through, whatever cycle of, like, from the past that kind of burdens you. I feel like a weight being lifted off your shoulders. I feel like the burden of whatever it is from the past, whatever it is that you carry still, kind of being taken away from you, right? And I think that for some of you, this burden of pain, it comes from the cycle where in the old cycle, I feel like you were, you know, suffering, and it could be, and I mean, I'm not going to get specific, but I feel like you did suffer, right? And I think that they really want to send you this, like, healing, you know, energy to show you that, like, they don't want you to feel like that anymore, right? They really don't want you to feel that burden anymore. And it's funny because this card has, like, coins in it, right? So maybe this burden has to do with money too, like for some of you specifically. Maybe, you know, the burden has to do with not being able to, you know, I mean, for some of you it can be really deep, like, and for some of you not so much, but, you know, financial struggle is a real thing. And I feel like for a lot of you, they want to kind of unburden you with that in some sort of way. So I would say, like, for some of you, it could be like receiving some sort of money, and like it's kind of like a stroke of good fortune, right? Like a vibe of, like, that burden that you've been holding on to. They want to help release it, right? And it could just be with, like, getting some sort of, you know, money, or getting, you know, you invest in yourself and you hope for something to happen. Maybe like with higher education, you change your job, you move somewhere else. There's so many things, right, like, that we do to try to, like, do better, right? And I feel like that you're going to be rewarded at this time. It could be for some of you starting school, getting a diploma, getting a new job, moving away. Those are the things that are coming to mind right away. But I think for some of you, like, it really will mean that whatever you invested in is going to, like, finally have some sort of benefit, right? It's like you invested time into something and it's finally coming, right? That the reward from that benefit. And I feel like for a lot of us, I mean, for a lot of you guys, it's going to have to do with, you know, money, like actual money, 3D money. And again, for some of you, it could just be like a pain being alleviated from an old cycle. So it's a very, like, strong energy, this Mandrake, right? And I love it. So yeah, it's super beautiful, right? And then you guys also got Ibe the Retriever, right? And Ibe the Retriever and the fairy who was kissed by the pixies. And this is my favorite card in the fairy deck. I don't think I've ever really gotten it. I think I might have gotten, like, one reading. She doesn't come out a lot. Her name is Morna, right here. And it's my favorite card, so I'm so happy that you guys got her. I think this is, like, such a good vibe. I love Ibe the Retriever too. Ibe, he speaks about loyalty, right? I mean, who doesn't like that, right? Like, he speaks of loyalty, he speaks of hopes, he speaks of dreams, he speaks of, like, your wishes, right? And it's not that he's kind of like a genie, right? Like, he's not gonna, like, grant you all your wishes, no. But it's kind of like, you see that little stone that he has in his hand? It's like something that you threw, like, you know, a dream that you've had that you didn't think, like, you could achieve anymore. You, like, throw it. Do you know what I'm saying? Or it's like, you know, that wish, that dream or wish that we had that we can't make the time for anymore, right? or it's not that we can't make the time, but we don't have, you know, the resources to do it, or it's something like to that effect, where he's like, he went and got it, right? Whatever you threw, he like went and got, like he went and picked it up, and he's holding it in his hand, and he's like, like not so fast, like this is meant for you, right? Like whatever this is that you threw away, that you really wanted to like you aspired, you hoped that it could happen, and maybe you were like, it can't, I have to be realistic, I have to get rid of it, like this idea, and I have to move towards something more realistic. Like that's the vibe I'm getting here. It's like, I can't do this, I have to let it go. It's a dream of mine, but I can't really afford to do it. Maybe again, this has to do with money, but it's like he went and like got it, right? And he's just holding it, and he's like, nah, like this is for you, this is meant for you. I want you to have this, right? And it's so beautiful too, like with Morna, right? Because Morna is basically the one who works on people's hearts, right? So again, I feel like maybe this dream, like losing something in your life, or putting something away, or throwing it, and just being like, I can't do this anymore, like I can't afford to do it. That's what I keep getting in my head, like I can't afford to do it, I can't, you know, it's not realistic. She's like opening your heart back up again, because I feel like this is coming back again, right? It's like something that, yeah, it's like, it's funny because I guess it has a lot to do with money, and it has to do with your heart. So again, maybe for pile number 3, it's just like a windfall, right? It's like, I feel like you got such good cards, right? You got such a beautiful, you have so many like really, really strong, beautiful energies in this reading. So I feel like it could be just like a windfall, right? Money, love with Morna, right? And I don't mean like necessarily in another person. Like when I say Morna and love, I feel like it could be a very simple love, right? But you know, like she's not kissing anyone's picture. She's just happy about like everyone around her. Like she just seems so happy with everyone there that's like around her, like maybe family, maybe friends, maybe again the new environment that you're moving to, whatever it is that's coming for you guys, whatever it is. I feel like it has a lot to do with something that you thought you couldn't have anymore, and you kind of gave up on it, or you kind of just put it aside. And I feel like with I'm the retriever, he's like, no, it's for you. And I really, like, I just love him. He's like, look at his face. So I feel like many aspects in your life are being touched, right? And it's not only like good fortune, right? But it has to do with love, right? With Morna. And that's why I love it. I love this reading. It's like, again, a windfall. And it could just be like with Morna and the love you have for yourself, right? The love that you have for like living again. The love you have for like seeing that your dream can maybe come to fruition. The love that, again, like happens when you open yourself back up to the possibility of something that you thought was lost coming back, right? So again, it's like this ability to be open, this ability to like be love, right? So yeah, pile number 3, I love this reading. Let's go into it more. So it's interesting, pile number 3, because I feel like the mandrake has to do with the 6 of Cups, because I feel like the 6 of Cups, right? Do you see how there's only one purple flower in this whole thing? Like there's flowers everywhere, but there's only one purple flower, and the mandrake is the purple flower, right? So I feel like this could be the divine, right, with the crow. But I'm getting kind of it's funny because now that I say the crow, I think the crow is a symbol of the divine masculine, and we have the King of Coins and the King of Wands here, right? So it could be, we'll get into that in a second, but I do feel like this could just be that simple love, right, with Morna that's being granted to you, right? That simple, like, we're giving you something to alleviate this pain, and maybe that's love, right? Maybe that's opening your heart back up. There's something here about a pain from an old cycle and them releasing the pain from it, and also presenting you with gifts, right? And something new. And I keep getting gifts, right? There's a lot of gifts, again, like a windfall in this for this person. And it's like Ibe has something to give you, right? And like the Mandrake has something to give you, and Morna has something to give you. It's like the three of them. And so like, I want to say it's so holy, it's so beautiful that it's three, right? It's like you have these three gifts, and I feel like the three gifts are, it's just very important at this time. Like I feel like you're, again, this windfall energy, and if it could just be friendships for some of you, like the simple love, but I feel like for a lot of you guys it might be something from the past, right? Because with Ibe the Retriever, it's something that you threw away, right? Or you threw out. Like again, it's like that the way he's holding it, it's like, I bet you didn't think I would like go find this, right? And that's what I'm thinking for you guys. It's like an old dream, an old wish, whatever that is to you. I feel like it's coming back around, right? It's coming back for you, and what a blessing, like, right? What a gift, right? And I think it's so important that you receive these gifts, because I feel like for a very long time it was kind of locked, right? Like this energy of like you hitting a wall, right? Every time that you went to do something or you went to talk, like again, I just feel like you kept hitting a wall, right? And that's why, that's something that you learned in the cycle. You learned, and it's funny because John Henry came out in all three of these readings. So the Seven of Wands, I feel like, is very, very significant at this time for everyone. But it's about how, like, with persistence, right, with hard work, you can accomplish, you know, what it is that you want to accomplish. Like you can do anything. And I feel like because of your persistence, because of your hard work, they are granting you something, right? And I feel like it's these three gifts. And I feel like with the Four of Cups in reverse, it's like the windfall. Like it's like finally that blocked energy is able to come through. And I think, I don't know if I got all three gifts, but I know one of them is, I mean, it's love, right? With Morna, right? It's love. It's that sweet love. It's like pure, sweet love. With Mandrake, I feel like this is like the windfall, like the money or the alleviation of pain, or both, right? Whichever it could be. And then I feel like with Ibe the Retriever, it's interesting because it's a 5, right? And I feel like 5 is a challenge. And then you got 5 of Wands here, right, under Ibe. So I feel like these 5s are presenting you with, I don't know if it's meant to be a challenge to you, but again, it's meant to, it might create a conflict within you, right? And with the Two of Coins, right, and the King of Coins and the Hanged Man, I feel like there might be some sort of decision at hand. There's a energy of going slow, right? Because I'm getting the Tortoise and then the Hangman. So there's an energy of when making this decision to like stop. Right? It's like, there's a card, I forget which one it is, but it's like, when you make a decision, make the best one for you at that moment. Like, write it down or whatever. Don't write it down, like, just think about it. And then put it away in your brain. Don't touch it. Do you know what I'm saying? A lot of us, we do that. We make the right decision. We make a decision. We think, okay, this is what's best for me. And then all of a sudden, we just go and do that. And that's like what I would warn you against doing with this like Tortoise and this Hanged Man. It's like whatever they went and got for you, don't be in an energy of conflict. Don't like let it challenge you. Like take the time that you need in making whatever this decision is. Again, they're gonna like want you to remain suspended for a time because it avoids like rushing into something. It avoids like problems. So it's really funny because I could clarify what's coming for you guys and what I went to get, but I kind of don't want to because I kind of want it to be a surprise for you guys. I think I kind of know what it is, but again, it's different for everyone. But whatever it is, like, right, whatever this is, again, take your time. And remember, you have like a really blessed August. Like you have all these gifts coming, these 3 gifts, this decision apparently, and it's all because of your hard work and your persistence. And just remember, like, anytime you need help, that I feel like the universe, the divine, they want to be there for you because they see the hard work that you've put in, right? So pile number 3, I love this reading. I love you guys. I hope this resonates, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.